Hi everyone, this is Liz from Creative Life of Liz, and I am here to share the third quarter of 2024 in my artistloft.grid book, Bujo, bullet journal, reading journal, whatever this is called. So I'm going to be sharing the months of July, August, and September today. So flipping up to July. July was 4th of July here in the US, so Independence Day, as well as the start of the Olympics. So I have this little itty bitty sticker co. Molly Olympics planner sticker, which is super cute, and I'm so glad I finally used it, plus some washi in here as well. I managed to finish 3 of the 4 Romanceopoly prompts that I'd put in, and I did work towards some of my priority reads as well. Starting out the month, it was Tarot Readathon for the month, so I have a few notes about that as well as I was posting things and putting in some points, all of that kind of stuff. Our team did quite mediocre, honestly, but it's fine. Looking at the reads that I did for the month, I enjoyed How to Become the Dark Lord and Die Trying by Django Wetzler. I kind of wish it was just a standalone, but it was still very good. On this page, let's see, what did I really enjoy? Secrets of the Silver Lion by Emma Aldeguy was a Carmen Sandiego story for middle grade, so that was really fun to listen to for sure. Over here, Maya's Laws of Love by Alina Kawaja, also quite good, and I enjoyed that romance. I thought that it was quite well done. And then Galileo's Daughter by Dava Sobel I thought was also very good and very informative. I learned a lot for sure. Looking at my summary for the month, my favorite read was Race to the Sun by Rebecca Roanhorse. This was such a classic adventure story. I learned a lot about Navajo mythology. I thought it was super interesting, which was really fun. And then I also really enjoyed A Letter to the Luminous Deep by Sylvia Catherall. This was super lyrical. It was like an epistolary story, but not really a romance. Really fun fantasy kind of story there. And then I was most disappointed by The Book of Azrael by Amber V. Nicole. I thought I would really enjoy it, but I ended up hating it and DNF'd it. Top recommendations of the month are Race to the Sun, A Letter to the Luminous Deep, How to Become the Dark Lord and Die Trying, Secrets of the Silver Lion, and Maya's Laws of Love. Looking at my stats, I read 30 books for 10,000 pages. Own voices and relationship to author was very mediocre for both of these. My mix of genres was also kind of meh, but a lot of romance. It was still good reading. A mix of formats and a mix of publication years as well. Moving into August, I have all this cat washi. I actually really like how this ended up with all the rows going across. I thought that was super cute. I did manage to read 4 Romanceopoly prompts. I did have 1 arc that I needed to read during the month. I did pick Pongathon, so I have some notes and details here as well. Everything counted, so I'm going to track things as I go, and then this is my kind of summary stuff here. And then Cliterature Readathon with Steph Lubbs. I did manage to do this one as well. Looking at the actual things that I read, Don't Want You Like a Best Friend by Emma R. Alban was really good. I really enjoyed that book. It was super fun. The second one in the series I did not enjoy as much, but I loved the first one. Dinosaurs at the Dinner Party by Edward Dolnick was also interesting to see about how dinosaurs were discovered by modern people, or at least modern Western people. Over here, this is when I gave up on the Everflame series. So that was disappointing, but it is what it is. I had a few pretty good reads here. I read Next of Kin by Hannah Bonham Young, another one that I quite enjoyed from her. The Undertaking of Heart and Mercy by Megan Bannon was super good. I really enjoyed that one. And then we get to my book summary. So my favorite book of the month was Don't Want You Like a Best Friend by Emma R. Alban. This was super fun. It was a take on The Parent Trap, and it was noticeable, but in a really fun way. I enjoyed it. I also really liked The Undertaking of Heart and Mercy by Megan Bannon. It definitely felt like my kind of vibes. You just have to suspend disbelief and enjoy it. If that's not your vibe for fantasy, then not your book. But if you don't mind that, it's super fun and interesting. My biggest disappointment was Heat of the Everflame by Pen Cole. As I mentioned, I DNF'd it and I was just over it. Top recommendations of the month: Don't Want You Like a Best Friend, The Undertaking of Heart and Mercy, Dinosaurs at the Dinner Party, Next of Kin, and A Lat's Away by Darcy Little Badger. And then looking at my stats, I read 34 books, 12,000 pages. So overall pretty good. Pretty good mixture of relationship to author. Pretty good mixture of own voices. I had to cross it off. I put my stats the wrong direction. So it was about 60% own voices, which I thought was pretty good. About 3/4 romance, which was just kind of the way it turned out. And about half of those were contemporary romance. Reading lots of ebooks and lots of new releases for sure, but a mixture of a few other things as well. And then getting into September, I had another vertical spread. If you've watched any of my previous videos, I did this in January as well. I just really like how it turns out. I like the vertical mix, and this was entirely sideways, which I actually quite enjoyed. Looking at my Romanceopoly, I actually finished 5 prompts for the month, and then I had 1 priority read that I did not read. Over here for Magical Readathon, I ended up choosing Dreamwalker as my calling, and I finished those prompts. I did a few extra prompts as well, and then I just kind of gave up, honestly. Looking at the things that I read, Finding You by E.M. Lindsay, I really enjoyed that one. Wild Eyes by Elsie Silver was also pretty good. What else was I reading? I thought Mixing Up Mayhem by Heather Nix was super fun. Really enjoyed that kind of like quick story. And then I read a few more over here. The Honey Witch by Sydney J. Shields was pretty good as well. Looking at my book summary, Finding You by E.M. Lindsay was my favorite book. I just really like their stories. And then The Mimicking of Known Successes by Malka Older, I also super enjoyed. It's kind of a Sherlock Holmes retelling, but it's set around Jupiter, so sci-fi. It's queer, it's fun. I quite enjoy it. And I'm excited to continue the series. And then my biggest disappointment was Murder, She Sold by Ray Riley. It has a lot of things that I should like, and I ended up just not liking it at all, so I gave up. My top recommendations of the month: Finding You, The Mimicking of Known Successes, Mixing Up Mayhem, Bear, Otter, and the Kid by TJ Klune, and Wild Eyes by Elsie Silver. And so with that, that's all I have to share for today. As always, please like and subscribe below if you haven't already. I really appreciate it. It helps me out. Let me know your favorite books of the 3rd quarter of 2024. Or let me know books that you think I should read. I would love to hear about that as well. And follow me on Instagram at Creative Life of Liz. You'll see in progress and finished spreads from most of my planners, as well as bits and pieces of my life, what I'm reading, all that good stuff. And until next time, bye.